Good afternoon. It is Friday at 5:55 on the 28th of the 10th of 2011. This is the day they say we were supposed to cross the passage of the comet, the Lenin. Is it a comet? How is this Earth built? Is it actually, is there something in the core deeper than we think that's been there for years? And just like in Spock and Star Trek, they're they can just go in and out like the humidity, like coming under the ocean and right out into the sky. The Mediterranean. It's drying up, my friends. It's the Nine Passage. That's the ninth passage. There is only one time nine passage, because once you get into the center, either you stay in one world, 7 of 9, or in the other world, 7 of 9. You can't have 9 of 9. That's why Jupiter has a maximum of 63 moons. They cannot have any more, not in this planetary setup. Jupiter is a planet, and their moons are transmitters that work on spirit and this in our new world. We're going to look like something, you see. Anyways, let me continue. Now, you see, because heaven is gray, the skies get gray, because it's not the real world of God. It's a heaven. It's a square. It's got 8 corners in it. Okay? And man really is part angel connection, okay, and he's human, and he's got a spirit to connect it to. So that would be 11. You put the two together, it makes them 19. And it's the only red on red in roulette that you can get, and it's the Spirit Connect numbers. Now, the angle of God, okay, just going to show you just a little bit of picture. This is the angle of God. That's when you pass 7 down here, 3 up there, it crosses over the 5, and the 5, okay, doesn't have to turn, so it only makes one line. The minute you make that 5 turn for something, you get a different kind of 7 in the center, because it comes from the angle. It's not the same thing. If it comes from 4 and 6, it goes one way, it cuts through the top. When you go from this angle, it cuts through the bottom, creating a 7. So that's basically one of the ways they show the angle of God. Another thing is that this is 50, this is 50, how can I say it? It's been 50 times we went around the Monopoly board. 2,000 years have passed. And now we arrive in the year 2014, which is Virginia Avenue, right next to Pennsylvania Railroad. So I'm assuming it's in Pennsylvania. Now, what I have seen so far is that the Statue of Independence is also in Pennsylvania, if it's not true. And not only that, but you had to wait for the Queen to be 17, because her letter was L, so she had to be 17 before she can create anything on Earth. So God had to pass 25 years, and the Queen had to pass 17 years. Total equals 42, which means the Betel angle, which creates man in the heaven. Okay, so you go 17 years after that, and you arrive, okay, near the year 2000. In 2014, that would make 222 years. And we know 3 times 3 rows in roulette, or 3 boxes, give you a total of 666, which is 3 times 222. And the reason you can only go 3 times 222 is because, amen, it's one star or the other. This is the Earth star. If it's turned this way, it's the other star. So it's only 3 ways of 4. You can't cross over. Don't cross over. That's the cross. That's what it's all about. Not only that, 14 years later, why 14 years later? Because 14 brings you back to somewhere in Pennsylvania. Okay, I'm not sure where. Virginia Avenue in Pennsylvania. They have them all over, except the one that hit my eye was Butler, because to start everything, you need 313. 3 worlds, the 3 crossways. Okay, the 1 connection, and the 13 cards in the deck that make up the 1 suit. So I was thinking of Butler, Pennsylvania. So in 2014, that's where and we're going to be right around there, and I got to know what a Pennsylvania Railroad is. It must be close to that, because 14 represents the, like I said, the middle of Rubik's Cube. And reverse that 14, because it's 2014, it's also the center of Rubik's Cube. So the trains are aligning on Monopoly October 4th of 2014. I mean, according to this. So when those trains meet, it's just going to be like Harry Potter. If you don't think, okay, where do I get my knowledge from? I got it from those before me and before me. I just couldn't access any of it. I didn't know how. I still don't know how. Just like I said, this is just a story. A true story, not a fable. I'm telling you everything I know. If it can happen, then I'm not going to put it in science fiction, because we know machines work. So if this was a machine, it's still working. You know what I'm saying? Who's out there to say it's not a machine? Right? Getting all that oil. God keeps pouring it in. Man keeps taking it out. God keeps putting it in. How do you think we turn in a sphere? We can't turn without the oil. We need to be greased. So we get greased. So every man here's a couple of bucks. They're greasing them by paying them cash. You see the way grease works? It slides in and out in every situation. Whatever you see, put on the brakes. Why are you putting on the brakes? We're not even stopping. Put on the brakes. Stop, think. Anyways, one of the ways it works is we always cut corners, okay? So in all designs, these little things you see, take a look at them as diamonds, okay? You can also look at them as sailboats upside down from each other, okay? They're facing each other because God is in the sky and the beta world is down there on that corner. So that's God, okay, in one of the positions in the beta world, because he's got 2, the beta's got 2, man's got 2, 2, 2, and 2 is 6, and the angle, you have 2 more, which makes 8, and that makes the heaven. So these go towards each other, up over here, and also we have the cross inside, which is here, and I'm going to show you how it turns into, I'm going to have to skip over a couple of pages. I made a little design, I think. I'm going to have to find it. So what's going on? Ah, here it is. This is the beta world, okay? There's your 5 dot in the center. That's a lily pad. The reason it's happening in Quebec is they let it count up Quebec is 53. 5 and 3 is 7. 3 by 5 is 15. 15th letter divided into 2, 10 and 5. You have the word je. It means I, and this is the game. You see all those clams down there? They're all like clams. They can also be dog tails if you want. They're all dogs. So they can be clams or dogs, and they're moving around and around and around in a baseball field, which is like an X or a cross on an angle for the Passion of Christ, if you want to look at it that way. At the same time, it's an Aleph, and there's a reason for the final step on the board, because the step has to go slanted down. When that X goes down the man's foot, it's got to go on a slant. And when you put that on a slant, it creates slants on these letters where the tzadi is. See the slant of the tzadi? That's what happens. Not only that, it's all like marshmallows and bubbles. They also represent, can you see? The eye. That's an eye man. It also, you see the way it turns sideways on each side? Looks like a hook 7. It can also be jacks, the way jacks go around. That's what jacks are used for. Jack them up, transfer them with the teeth. The other thing in that, where some of the hidden ace corners are, okay, those are all cut corners, okay, but if you see the aces, it's a brace, but it's not really a brace because it's all supposed to turn into a stop sign. One of the ways our snowflake is built is exactly what I'm telling you about. All these formations that I tell you about is how our snowflake is made. Why? Because God made it, He used it once, He used it twice, He saw it was good, He kept on using it, He used it for us, it was good for us, it was good for Him, it's good for Him, it's good for all of us, right? The other thing about the X and the Y, okay, is that the Y is missing a leg. And the question is, why is I missing a leg? Well, I is missing a leg because X-man means 10, angel and man. The Y is 25. It says Jack, but it doesn't say Jack Angel, okay? Jack Diamond, black, diamond cheese. So you look at the Y, okay, and it has the line underneath. So pretend that was an I. So now it's your Y, pretending it's an I, because sometimes Y is I, and sometimes Y is after the Z. So it becomes an I. So an I becomes a 9, okay? So it means only one birth. There is no other birth with it. Otherwise, this Y would turn into an X. And if you want to find out if you're right or wrong, go look at a roulette table and check out the numbers, how it makes shapes with the different colors, with the red and the black. Don't forget, the felt of the table is green. Green is for life. God has many colors. He plays the background because the background picks up where the spirit is. Whatever is the background, it is the invisible spirit that you do not see. What you paint your walls, okay, reflects what's going on in your mind. And you call upon God when you do this. You call upon it. So when you paint, you have went deeper inside of it. So when they say, take your time, meditation, they ain't kidding you. And I haven't even gone there yet. Okay? Not only this, the other thing I'm going to try to add on to it is, and I'm going to add this on. I hope I don't screw you up. You see, I added on little legs, okay? Now, when this walks, right? When this walks, you see these stilts? You know, like pirate, Sparrow, Jack, Sparrow. Why was it Jack Sparrow? You want to know why it was Jack Sparrow? I'm going to show you why. Because here's Jack Sparrow, okay? You see the 88? It took jacks to create it. You see that part of the heart? It takes a jack to create it. Without that heart, we are nothing. This is who we are, 88 over here. It's all Jack and the spirals that created everything. And it's the bee that went up and down onto the two minds, bringing the two minds together, giving it a cross vision. As she connects on both sides, she also reveals the 8 or the X inside a spiral. Okay? And here's the bottom part of the bee resuscitating the life. So this is like a bee. And not only that, yellow and black, isn't that fantastic? Happy Halloween. Orange means orange, or stop, or means gold, ange means angel. We have the golden angel. The background is black. We have the black cat. Why? Because Halloween is all about the mother. Number 41, 10th month, 31st day, 41. It's all about the beta number. Number 5, she's in the 5 hole right now on October 31st, and there's no other day. You cannot change Halloween. If you change Halloween, you are changing the books. And when the books change, that means the season is over. Duck hunting and the corners, or the corn on the cob, why it goes through you and busts through all the corners? Because the beta world is going away in 2014. We're in for a big change. You change Halloween, you change who runs the world. Is that what one world order is going to be all about? 10th month. 2 and 8 beta, 4 and 6, the cross of Jesus, 10th month, 2.5 man by 4 corners equals 10. 4 and 6 man, 10, beta, the cross of Jesus, okay? Total of 1 creation spirit, 1 and 3. 31 days and 10 is 41. 41 is dead center of the belly of beta, black beta. The wild cat, she's the cat. The pumpkin is our mind. Without the matrix, it's hollow. All we have is strings that are hanging. We're nothing more than anything that we have ever been before that we don't understand who we are right now anyways. Does it matter? Black Beta. Happy Halloween, everybody. Don't fool yourself.